welcome to this episode of the Takarazuka Review Fan Podcast. With you today are Kitty-chan.
Hi!
Lela, hello, and also Garnet.
Hi everyone!
And today we are going to talk about Ohi no Yakata, Chateau de la Reine, this current Sorogumi show, and we went to see it yesterday, Kitty-chan and I, and we've seen it once before, so we've seen it twice. And I really like it. So,
Yeah.
Yes, it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good to have a comedy for a change, because lately there's been a lot of sad stuff going on in Takarazuka and the shows. Like the previous Grand Theater shows have been Golden Desert and Grand Hotel, and they're both pretty heavy stuff. So a comedy is really nice for a change.
Yeah, that's true. Hey. So, the first thing we normally talk about is our happy things. So, Garnet, what's your happy thing?
Okay, I was previously going to go with the fact that the Hannah Bohol show I Love Einstein is being broadcasted on Sky Stage. But we looked at the Kageki site literally 10 minutes before starting the podcast, and the promo pic for Yamataikoku is out. There was some freaking out.
There was general screaming going on in the room. Oh my god, okay.
Oh my god, and that is definitely my happy thing, because I couldn't have asked for anything better as a promo pic. It looks so good. This is a podcast. I cannot show it to you guys, but go on the Kageki site and go see that picture.
We can link to the image, though.
Go see that picture. It's so good.
I'm so happy Media's going to have long hair again.
Yes.
She looks awesome in long hair. I mean, she always looks awesome, but she's going to be looking
I
spectacular.
kind of miss the long hair, this kind of style of long hair.
And Sanaya is also there.
Yes, of course she is. She is, and she looks amazing. Like, seriously, thank you. Thank you, gods at Hankyu, for this. Yeah.
Yeah, we all have little Hankyu shrines, don't we? Yeah, that's true.
They blessed us with a good promo pic for once.
So it looks like it's going to be really, really good. And Sena Ayase is absolute gorgeousness as well.
Yeah, and let's take this chance to say congratulations to Sena Ayase for making to next top musume of Hanagumi. Yay!
I'm looking forward to this so much. And I saw the Elizabeth 2014 Shinko recently. And just, oh my god, Sena Ayase Sophie.
Right.
It was amazing. Oh. What a power woman. I just love her already. Like, oh, okay. Hi. So, yes. But, sorry. Kitty-chan, what's your happy thing? Sorry.
Oh yeah, they've came out with the Shinko cast for Scarlet Pimpernel, which I feel like they came out with faster than they have with other Shinko casts lately.
Yeah.
But anyway,
let's not complain.
my favorite small Hoshi child, Amahana Emma, gets to be Percy, and she's very adorable, and I'm sure she will be perfect, and I'm just very, very, very excited, and this makes her second Shinko lead, which is very promising.
Yeah.
You were excited about that for hours, though.
The transfer from Yuki, Arisa Hitomi, is going to be Marguerite.
Yes!
And I am slightly worried about the degree to which she will kill it, because she will.
Yes. She will.
Just saying.
Okay, so my happy things. I don't know why, but recently I've met a whole bunch of new Zuka fans, and which is great in any context at all, of course, but I especially met one girl. So, there is Swedish Anna who loves Daimon. I met Japanese Anna who loves Daimon. So I'm like, I know 2 Annas who love Daimon. And it's just like the greatest thing. So that was my happy thing. So meeting new Zuka fans, always a great thing. Yes. But now let's hop on to Ohi no Yakata. And today we have talked a little bit about how we're going to do this, and today for this episode there are going to be big spoilers, because if you are a fan who's not too familiar with Japanese, it might be very difficult for you to understand everything that's going on. So we are going to mention things that will be helpful to you, but which may spoil it for you if you are really good at Japanese. So if you want to avoid spoilers, then skip this podcast. But we're not going to censor ourselves when it comes to those things today.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Either way, can I just say it's not really a plot heavy show in the sense like the real heart of this play is a comedy. So like that's the main thing to enjoy about it, at least for me. So yeah, even if the plot gets spoiled to you, that's not really the heart of the play to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, just that.
Okay. I'm not that big on spoilers anyway. Like I don't mind if people tell me what the end of a show is going to be like, unless it's like Game of Thrones or something. You know, because then I'm like really invested in it. But like generally, I don't mind. And I don't see how this show would be spoiled by knowing what's going to happen. Because,
I mean,
like,
I mean, the best part of it is like the interactions, the comedy, the jokes, and it's like it's really an overall enjoyable show. So.
So what are your general impressions, Kitty?
Okay, so the day the first promo pics of this show came out, I was like, that is the tackiest thing I've seen in my life. I'm going to love this. And I was correct. Because like, yes. No, if they're wearing... If they're running around flailing, wearing tacky clothing, I'm pretty guaranteed to like it. I'm easily pleased.
You got that? Yeah.
And much running around and
Yeah.
flailing and wearing of tacky clothing happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still want to cosplay Midion's outfit from the promo pics.
Oh.
Yes. I could totally sell it too. I'm just saying.
I mean, this is going to sound bad, but I mean this in the best possible way. But like the first time I watched it, when I came out of the theatre, I was just thinking to myself, like, it was like a rainbow threw up on stage, wasn't it? You know? In a very good way.
That's a pretty accurate definition. Like in a lot of senses, now that I think about it. More on that later.
Yeah. We'll get to that. Okay. Yes. What were your general impressions?
Basically that. I think basically the same as Kiri-chan. That is the tackiest thing I've ever seen. But overall, I enjoyed it a lot. Like I got like the general humor, the comedy really got me carried away. I even laughed at jokes that I wouldn't normally laugh at. Like it was generally really enjoyable. The cast worked really well together, and it was like clear to me that they were just dying to play a comedy finally after all the desperation they've had in the past few shows. So like that was really nice for a change. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Tacky like to the right extent.
I feel as though all of the Xians in this, they really had a good time.
Yeah, they looked like that.
Yeah. So that's really heartwarming,
Yeah,
actually.
absolutely.
What was the last soda comedy? Was it Melancholic Gigolo?
Yeah, it was that, I think.
Yeah, that's a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
All right, let's move on to the plot then. So...
We know the general setting from the general introduction to the show, and the basic plot is that Midion is like a tour guide, and her company is leading two tours at the same time, one light tour and a shadow tour, the light one being the most expensive and shadow the cheaper one. Only the thing is, I don't know for what reason, but the hotel they're staying at in Paris, Chateau de la Reine, like the Queen's Chateau, basically did a double booking, meaning that two groups are supposed to stay in the same rooms. Yeah. Only of course, the tour company cannot allow that, but they're going to go broke if they cancel the tour. Apparently, they'll have to close the company and whatever. So what they decide to do is they decide to have the two groups use the same room at different times of day, meaning that the light tour will be using the rooms at night and go around during the day, and the shadow tour will be going around at night and using the rooms with the day. All of this without the actual people in the group finding out, or that is the plan.
Yeah, then that's the plan.
That's the plan.
It doesn't work for very long.
Yeah. And that's the general like
premise of it.
yeah.
But there are also ghosts in this
ghosts
show.
are involved as well.
Yeah, so Makaze is a very spectacular ghost. The ghost of Louis XIV.
Yeah.
Wait, which one? That was the Sun King.
The Sun King, yeah.
Yes.
And
Very upset if you mix him up with Louis.
Yeah.
Hi. Yes. So I don't know what the years are or anything, but
so the Sun King.
Sun King is the one that
so freaking long.
I can't remember the years, the dates. I'm so sorry, but the Sun King is the one that established Versailles as what we remember it as now, like the court of like the French kingdom of the luxury and whatever. And yeah, it is actually like a point in the play that he gets really angry when you confuse him with Louis the 16th, the one that was killed during the French Revolution.
But yeah, I think since his mom is present, I think it's fairly early in his reign.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because they reference the Fronde, which I think.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, really briefly. So I think it would make him quite young at the time.
But I think the Sun King was kind of, you could, as a French citizen, you could go to Versailles to watch him get out of bed and get dressed, and like you could watch him have dinner. So it's that type of king. Makaze plays his ghost, and there's also another ghost which is the servant.
Servant, yeah.
But all of the other things to do with Louis XIV's life is told in flashbacks.
Yeah.
So those are the only two characters from the Louis XIV time that are actually in the modern time setting of the play.
As ghosts,
Yes.
And we haven't mentioned Ma-sama, who
yet,
is like,
yet. Yes.
he is a writer, a novelist, a Japanese novelist, who's in Paris to try to overcome his writer's block. And he's part of the light tour, the expensive tour. And yeah, here we can try to go in like spoiler territory, because Malkun's character, Kitashiragawa, I think it was the name. Yeah, a very long name. He sees Louis the Sun King's ghost. He wants to use him like as an inspiration for his new novel, and he refuses to leave his room, which is trouble for Midian because she has let the other guests in. So it's a bit of a mess. Like shenanigans go on, and Malkun finds out about the double booking thing, but he doesn't want the tour to be cancelled because his career, his inspiration, and whatever. So he agrees to keep the secret and work with Midian for the sake of the tour. As light tour goes on, shenanigans ensue in the Chateau tour, the cheaper tour, that is led by Sakuragi Minato.
Yeah.
Cutest, desperate tour guide. Poor thing.
Like, she's the first person who walks on stage, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
And she just goes like, what's going on? How can they do this to me?
The poor guy is so overwhelmed by the situation, and in the end, when he tries to bring the group around for Paris, he takes them to a can place, and then they all are tired and want to go back to their hotel room, and he just breaks down and confesses everything the first night.
Yeah, not the best partner for a costume.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the people in the Chateau tour are angels, apparently. They're saints, and they decide, okay, we'll keep going on this tour.
So they're very nice and go along with it. Markun is also very nice and goes along with it.
For completely different reasons. He just doesn't want the tour to be cancelled because then he'll be back in Japan with his writer's block.
Yeah.
So,
but the only people who don't find out is Ai-chan,
Aizuki Hikaru and Madoka-chan and Kumicho and Fukukumicho, I think. I don't think they ever really find out.
Yeah. But most, over 50% of the people who are on the tour become aware of the fact that it is double booked. I mean, for something that you're trying to keep secret, they're not
a
doing
great track
too well,
record,
you know. But I wanted actually to mention how this show is, because it is Mirion's Taidan. I think it's a great show, but is it a good Taidan? That's the question.
It could have been better, but I do like that they've finally done a comedy of one of those panicking conmen comedies where the top musume is trying to run the con.
Yeah.
And she's not any more successful than any of those other kinds of shows usually are.
Fair point. That's
Finally!
That's actually a good point.
I really like that she's pretty much in focus. Like, her voice is in the first scene, and then she is in the second scene. So she's in the show pretty much immediately once it starts. So I like that about the character, that she's a very central part to how the plot is even able to happen. So I really enjoyed that about her. I would have liked if there were more scenes with her or for her. Like, I would have enjoyed if she was more a part of the whole
Sunking plot,
thing.
yeah.
Like she and Makun could have had more things going on together with that as well.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
And I guess it's a bit the same with Viva Festa. Like, they could have given more parts to Mirion if they had wanted to.
Yeah, very personally speaking, I really like this show. I really enjoy it, but I really personally don't feel it's a good Taidan show for Mirion, because okay, she does get one solo on the Silver Bridge that screams Taidan, I'm retiring, and whatever, leaving out, like setting off for new journeys and whatever what it was about. But I don't know. I still feel that she wasn't, like, especially because after watching Konjiki no Sabaku, I watched it like more than 10 times, and that was Kano-chan's Taidan, and to me personally, I feel like that was the role of Kano-chan's career within Takarazuka. Like, it was the best thing I've seen her in, and it was her Taidan, so like it really felt appropriate, and I did not get the same feeling for Mirion. I mean, of course, the show is completely different, and that's fair. But yeah, I really, really wish she got another role for her Taidan. I mean, after it really was hard to top something as Elizabeth or even the Bohol show. What was the title? Eagle with Two Heads. That was apparently a good role for her. It was really difficult to top that, but yeah, at the same time, it really didn't really feel like a Taidan to me.
I think my Miriam favorite is Aida.
Yeah, that's really good as well. I mean, she's had a ton of great roles in her career, and it's just that it's too hard to keep up with those roles. And
but she was great.
Yeah, no, she was.
As well.
She was amazing. Only I know she can do a lot more, so it feels like a bit of a waste for her. But it was indeed a good role.
Yeah. So a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Let's move into characters. So we have already mentioned Sakuragi Minato, and we have mentioned Makun.
Yeah, but just in Empire, so I feel we could say more about Makun, because like, her character is a delight to watch. I mean, he's terrible. Like, he's terrible as a person. Like, he's so difficult to deal with, and he's like a terrible customer for Mirion. But she's a delight to watch on stage. She's amazing. Every single second she's on stage, you're laughing, because she's just that good. And that was fun.
She's always doing something in the background as well.
Yes.
Like, if like at any point during any scene there you have your focus on something else, you know that Makun is somewhere doing something, and you're just like, I'm missing it. Okay, I'm missing Makun here. So this is the show you can watch 2 times just because you want to watch the show one time, and then you want to watch Makun the second time. So it's really great from that perspective.
Absolutely.
I was gonna mention it later on in my favorite scenes, but I might as well now. There's I think other people have mentioned it in their reviews and stuff as well, but there is a scene when they are in Versailles.
Yeah, they went to visit Versailles.
And Makun is like just poking around at the side of the stage, just like I think she's like poking a statue, and then she's checking out her reflection.
There's
like
a mirror. It's
because
it's the mirror ballroom in Versailles,
okay.
and she's just being silly with her reflection in the mirror.
Yes. So yeah, it's good fun. Like
Yeah,
whenever you
definitely.
And then
it's a delight to watch.
Ma-kun and Ai-chan have a feud going.
Oh yes,
Because they both wear flashy clothes and have stupid hair.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Ai-chan is
Only-
like,
yeah.
oh, you know, we're cool, and then Mako's like, no, because my hair is real, and then twists
your wig, yeah.
It's like, ah! Yeah. Oh, that's one of my highlights for this as well. Aizuki Hikaru.
She's so funny.
She's so great,
amazing.
and I heard that she had to work so hard on her Osaka Ben for this show, and she has done awesomely. It's super duper great. I really love it. Yeah.
She's amazing.
It's a bit hard to understand, but very, very funny.
Yeah. She's playing this Osan, this middle-aged man who's what did she do? Like she had like
She's like a hotel.
or something like that, or
she's
not
there
real estate.
looking for inspiration because she's gonna build a hotel.
Some sort
in
of
Vegas.
tycoon anyway.
Yeah.
And she just has this animal print shirt, and then
Yeah,
like
this
this
bright purple.
suit. Oh,
It's
it's
the
horrible
worst.
and glorious.
Yes.
And she just looks awesome.
And she's
she's amazing.
paired up with Madoka-chan, Hoshikaze Madoka, who's, has as horrible clothes. She's wearing this bright yellow fur.
It's
Yeah.
fur. It's awful.
It's terrible.
Why would you dye something that color? I don't
I
understand.
don't know.
She's still cute.
Japanese.
She's still so cute. And yeah, basically that's Madoka-chan. That's cute. She's
Yep.
cute. She's a cute character.
We did talk about Meteor, like playing this tour guide, and yeah, I mean, I appreciated that she's like a strong character whose like main focus was not romance. We're gonna talk more about that later, but yeah, I mean,
She's a businesswoman. She's
Yeah.
got all of these problems. She doesn't have time.
exactly.
Seriously. She's just trying to make everything go together. It's
yes,
like,
yes.
Yeah. Who has time for romance? Right.
Although worth mentioning.
Kazuki Sora,
Oh yes.
who plays Pierre.
The Frenchman who does not have a French accent. I don't know, she just plays this French guy who has a thing going on with Ma-kun's secretary or something, agent.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be playing this like very French accent, but it's just general foreigner accent, and it's like, okay, you do you.
No, it's funny because there's
He's
like one
cute.
scene when they're supposed to not understand what he's saying because he's got such a heavy accent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I understood that way more than I understood the way they translated it later into. It was like, yeah.
Sorry for the change, abrupt topic change, but you just reminded me my favorite lines from the show.
Yeah.
In which like the hotel manager asks Aizuki Hikaru's character, "Sava?" It was like, "How are you doing?" And "Sava" in Japanese sounds like "saba," which is mackerel, I think. And Aizuki goes crazy like, "Who's the mackerel here?"
Oh, that's what that was. I was so confused.
Who are you calling a mackerel?
Oh gosh.
And yeah, no, sorry, I just remember that and
Not
like
even a functional insult.
It's like, oh, I am very sleek and very nutritious. How dare you? How dare you? It's like,
yeah, sorry, that was that. Other characters that we forgot, possibly my favorite characters, are Sumiki Sayato and Sora Haneriku, who are playing this Japanese policeman, Sumiki, and I don't remember the names.
no. She's gorgeous anyway.
Yeah.
And Sora Haneriku, who's playing Crayon, who is an Okama, who's like...
What's an okama?
Oh, all right. Here we open this can of worms. I personally, I feel that like the closest English equivalent to Okama, the Japanese Okama, would be drag queen. Because Okama is like just this very popular Japanese figure in character. You could call it a character, I think, in Japanese media, television, and whatever. And I feel it's close to what in English you would call a drag queen. It's a man dressing up as a woman, and it's not clear. Like, it's somewhere in the blurred line between a gay man, a drag queen, or a trans woman. And yeah, that's basically the biggest image that Japanese have of like gay men or trans people. And yeah, I feel that like they play it off as a drag queen because she's the character of Crayon is multiply referred to as a man. So, and she's usually just the butt of the joke. And it's I don't know. I there were some cute scenes that they had with their interaction with the character with Sumiki Sayato's character as well. But yeah, I feel drag queen kind of gets close to it, maybe.
Yeah, no, I felt as though sometimes that people were laughing a bit too much at the character, and I was like, it's a funny character, like as in the character has fun lines and stuff, and is very expressive and is a fun character in general, but I didn't understand exactly why people were laughing as much as they were doing, but it's kind of a cultural thing. And later on, by the end of the show, Sumiki Sayato and Crayon, they do get together.
They kind of get together,
and it's really sweet. And everyone's just going like, oh!
I'm not joking. Like the time I saw it, there was like there is a scene in which they kiss. And, like, I actually heard some ahs in the audience.
So everyone is, like, very into this couple and just, like, really enjoying it. So it's not that they don't like the character or anything.
The main dynamic of the couple was that, like, Sumiki kept referring to her as a man. And is like, and she, Crayon, keeps, like, making her advances to Sumiki and trying to, not seduce him, but just, I don't know, trying to get him to date her or something. And he keeps, like, I don't know.
It's a very tsundere kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a very tsundere dynamic.
Sumiki Sayato's character is there because apparently he's like so terrible at romance that before the show started, like, some girl expressed some kind of interest in him, and he instantly invited her to Paris, and was predictably stood up. So he wanted to be with a cute girl, and then they're like, okay, another guy is going to be in the room with you. That's fine, right? But it turns out to be Crayon, so it's kind of, yeah.
But I feel as though they are actually the main couple of the show, like the main couple who are getting together.
Yeah, there is an evolving romance in there.
Everyone else is either already together,
dating. Yeah, exactly.
Or not as big of a couple. I think so.
Yeah, other characters are pretty minor, but they like play a big role in the. They're not as developed, but they play big roles in the plot. Kind of, are like two older couples. And one in the expensive tour, who are played by Kumito and Fuku Kumito. And they're a couple of, who are they? Kind of businessmen or something like that. And then in the cheap tour is just an old, like two old people played by Itsuki Chihiro. And I don't remember who else. Sorry. I'm gonna look it up. And they're just your standard cute old couple.
No, I really like the dynamics between the couples in this, because if you watch the show, you'll see that there are so many couples. Either people who have been together for a long time, or people who are getting together, or people who like just hint that they like each other or whatever. The only couple that doesn't really feel like a couple is Makun and Mirion, to be honest, because they kind of like have a little thing at the end, but they don't kiss. They just like at the end they hold hands and stuff.
Yeah, they just literally last 3 minutes.
Yeah, and like if you want to go with the whole like, oh, Makun's character is so flamboyant, like he could totally be gay, then if you want to go with that, feel free, because like you can interpret it that way if you want to, because they just briefly talk about how they're going to go back to Japan and like
and like there is literally the hints to a romance are so vague. There's literally nothing that actually tells that like he might be romantically interested in Midion's character. He just says, we're going back to Japan, so like come back with me and like help me finish writing my thing or something like that. And yeah, that's not much for a romance, I believe. So if anyone wants to go with a gay interpretation, I'm up for it. Like, there's not much to point otherwise, to be honest.
Yeah. I really enjoy the fact that you can interpret it as they just being good friends after this amazing and hilarious experience that they've had together, and like they just made really good friends and they want to continue being friends. And
I feel that like if you wanted to be a romance, it should have been like set up a little bit earlier in the play. Like if they were actually going with a romance, which I think is what they were going for, I think that it should have like hinted at something at I don't know, from halfway through the play. That could have been handled better. So just that.
I'm wondering if this is a question of the source material.
Yeah, it might be.
I haven't seen the film.
No.
But
Or read the book, yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about the other couples, sorry. One that we have not really touched about was the Aizuki Hikaru and Hoshikaze Madoka. It's like, I see you cringing there, Kitty. But, okay, we haven't really talked about this, but we have to, because it's my favorite thing in the play, because this is, like, breaking so many walls in Zuka. They have done something that I don't think they've ever done before. And the thing is, Aizuki Hikaru is, like, a 40-something, even maybe older man, and Madoka-chan has to be 20-something girl. And the thing is, she calls him daddy.
That confused me a lot the first time I watched it.
Me too, but then like I took a good look at them and I went, oh my god, it's a sugar daddy thing. Like, whoa, that is not something I would ever thought Zuka would be going with. So, like, it was something, definitely. It was something original. It was something completely new for a Zuka stage.
I'm still not quite sure what happened there, but
Me neither. What the hell was going on? But
they're very funny.
yeah, they are. They are.
So let's talk about costumes now.
Yay!
First off, there's the costume choice for the tourists versus the costume choices of Parisians, like the general populace of Paris. And I think they got something wrong there.
They got something backwards. That's more
what was it that they got wrong?
The color scheme was all messed up. Because, like, you have these Japanese tourists all dressed in, like, these fluo colors. Very, like, these bright pinks and purples and yellows. And then you have the Parisians dressed in, like, shades of beige. And it's, like, I guess that you'd have to, like, make the main cast stand out. But like, reality would be exactly switched.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you've ever been to Paris, you'll have noticed that there are lots of people walking around in things that you didn't know were pieces of clothing. And very interesting fashion choices, and going to Paris is very intriguing. But what did you think, Kitty? Like, why did they make those choices that they did?
Well, I mean, I think they wanted to make all the Japanese people be the wacky tourists, which they very much succeeded in.
Yeah, that they did.
Yeah,
that's very true. And I mean, like, the Parisians do look lovely, so I'm sure that any Parisians would be quite pleased with this representation of Paris. But if you ever go to Paris, don't expect people to wear very pale, lavender and peach tones and they're not going to be wearing that. They're going to be wearing like crazy fun things. Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, as for the costume of the main cast, that is, because like really, there's not much that can be said about the Parisians' outfits. I don't know. What was your impressions about this?
Okay, so for Makun, I like to play a little game called Curtains or Wallpaper. So like whenever she gets a new outfit on, I go like, is it curtains or is it wallpaper? And then yeah, but you mentioned before that it could be like upholstery, like it could be like a couch, a sofa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have broken apart a sofa or something and made her a couple of her outfits out of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like she has a blue suit on that I love that suit actually. I think it looks really good. But if you look at the chirashi, then you'll see that the wallpaper on the chirashi looks a lot like the pattern on her suit.
I could have sworn those were curtains.
But I really, really love that suit, and I love
It's pretty.
the outfit that Midion has in the same scene, because it's is it got like white with blue spots on it,
or something like that. I think it has red details as well. I can't really remember. Yeah. For whatever reason, like they're not supposed, like they're not in a relationship. They're not supposed to be related to each other. But Midion and Malcolm's characters always have matching clothes. I mean, I guess it's a thing, top com, but yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny. Yeah, is that.
I don't really like Midion's first outfit, but I do really enjoy his, like, my favorite is the second outfit, and the third one I like as well, because it's like, it's a red suit with a yellow blouse, and I think she looks really good in it. I could never look good in that, but she does, so.
I really liked her first outfit.
well then the costume department, they made that for you, dear.
Yeah. I think they got bored and just said, like, let's see if we can get creative with the material. See that curtains? Those look good. Like, yeah, maybe that we can use that. Yeah.
I've been looking at them for 10 years and feeling very inspired right now. Like,
Malcolm's last outfit actually looked really classy. Like it wasn't tacky at all.
which one was that?
It was a little red suit, little red jacket and black pants.
Oh yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, but I still
like the second better.
Yeah,
me
the
too.
second one's the best one.
Yeah.
Okay. So this,
Okay.
yes. Okay, let's move on to favorite scenes, and Garnet, what was your favorite scenes?
Okay. One of my favorite scenes was one that we haven't really touched much on, but one of Makaze's, Yurika's scenes. It was her big solo on the Ginkyo, in which she's like talking about her one true love, the Sun King's one true love, who we haven't really talked much about. It was like this character called Diana, played by Demi Urara, who only appears in flashbacks. And the story was basically she was working at the palace or something like that, and Diana and Louis, the Sun King, fell in love, but of course he was the king, they couldn't be together. They even had a son, but what happened? There was like an accident. You can't really call it an accident because, like, was it the king's wife that basically threw the baby off a balcony? This show gets dark for a comedy.
Yeah. But
it's-
Kitty said that kids are quite sturdy. They're just fine.
They're resilient.
Yeah. So if you ever see someone just throwing like a child from a rooftop, just presume that it's Kitty.
But anyway, the kid ends up having like one. I don't know. I think he cannot move part of his body, like a leg and maybe all and stuff like that. So the thing is, Louis' ghost is there because he's been looking for Diana for hundreds of years and he's never been able to find her. And then there's the solo on the Ginkyo in which Diana and the child appear in a flashback, whatever.
Faceback, it's like Facebook, but for the past.
In a flashback, and I really like that song and that scene in general. I really like all the even the lighting on Urara, and I think it was Haru Harada playing the child. because like they have like this very pale light that makes them appear like in an actual flashback in a movie. It looks really good, and especially in contrast with Yurika on the Silver Bridge. So I really like that scene. That and another heavy-handed scene towards the end. Here we get really spoilery, because one of the older couple in the expensive tour is considering committing suicide in couple because they are deep in debt and they cannot be paid back. So the other people in the two tours find out, and they go there to stop them, and these people find out that the older couple in the cheap tour, the old man who's played by Itsuki Chihiro was actually used to be a teacher for this the other couple. And they have this like heart to heart, and like they convince them to not give up on life and whatever, and that actually made me tear up. Like not actually just get like my eyes all tear, like I actually started crying. And I was not expecting that, and like that was really like there was a really good scene. Like it gets really heavy for a comedy, but it was really, really good. So yeah.
Yeah, I really love the scene that leads up to that as well, because it's the Shadow tour that finds out that, because they find the note, the suicide note that they've left. So the Shadow tour finds the suicide note, and they are at the hotel. And Makaze, the ghost who's at the hotel, like kind of leads them in going on a search party for this couple. And it's so great. And then the other tour, they find out that they're missing, and they go looking for them as well. Like they're running around trying to find them. So everyone is looking for this couple. So it's like it's a very loving show in that sense.
Teamwork.
The ghost takes the initiative to like go. Yes, I just thought that was great. One of my favorite scenes was actually the dinner show scene, which is pretty early on, I think, with the Shadow tour, when the poor tour guide is still trying to have them go out late at night just to do stuff and not want to go back to the hotel kind of thing. And they go to this dinner show thing where there are can-can dancers. And Kitty, what were you saying about the costumes there?
Oh yeah, they have the can-can outfits from the finale of Hakushaku Reija.
So I don't
Which
have
are very
like
cute.
I don't have the wherewithal to actually remember things like that, but that's very cool. But after the can-can dancers, there are 6 otokoyaku who come up on the little stage, and the first time I watched it, I was just entranced by their teeny tiny little faces because they're all beautiful. But especially Kiho Kanata caught my eye in that scene because she's gorgeous. And also Rukaze Hikaru, who I keep on calling Rurukaze. So that's now my nickname for her. It's Rurukaze.
Cute.
Other favorite scenes of mine. So Makaze has a ghost servant, and the first time that Makun sees this servant is actually when she's having a kind of... Is it an argument, or just are they seeing each other, or what is it that they're doing?
They're just... Makaze wants... the Sun King's ghost want Makun to leave him alone, and just Makun wants just the juicy detail of his life for his novel.
Yeah. And then the servant is like walking in, just normally walking in. Is like he's like not sneaking up on them or anything, but Makun is like walking backwards towards the servant, and then he says something, and then she turns around and he's like, ah! It's so funny.
Makun is very jumpy in the show.
Oh god, like when inspiration comes to her.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh god.
Kita.
And then she like is like jerking around on stage, and I'm like, how do you move your body like that? That's amazing. So that's great as well. And then one scene as well that I particularly enjoyed was when it is the scene where Makun finds out about the day tour and like the double booking thing, the day tour and the shadow tour.
Yeah.
So the Shadow Tour is supposed to come to the hotel to check in, but Ma-kun, being the author who has been struck by inspiration, wants to sit in the hotel room and finish writing whatever. And I completely understand that because, once inspiration strikes you and you need to write, then you need to write.
Gotta work.
But Midion is like frantically trying to get this author to leave the hotel because like the other tour is gonna come in and like so then she starts to clean up. She says, I need to make sure that this is tidy now. I need to tidy. And then she's like, grabbing his papers from him and stuff and like putting it away. And he's like, and then she ends up pulling him behind a couch just before the couple who is
Sumika Sayato and Sarahane Riku.
Yeah, before they enter the room, and they're like hiding behind this couch, and Ma-kun like pops her head up for a second, and then Midion, does she shove paper in her mouth?
I don't know. Oh my god, did she?
There's something like that going on, yeah. And then they drop down behind the sofa again. But did you miss that as well? Did you see it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know I was watching.
Okay, yeah. So, anywho's, that happens, and it's just like it's so funny. And then after the other couple has left again, and they pop up, and Midion's like, okay, now it's fine. Like you can just go on now. And it's like, yeah, that's totally fine. And then she runs out.
And then at some point, this small panicky tour guide comes in. I think as they're emerging from behind the couch, I was like, oh no! Reine goes behind a couch with a man!
Oh god.
Yes, the fact that he exists.
Yeah.
His entire existence is a state of
It's
panic.
a gift. It's a gift. Oh, I just remembered another of my favorite, like small detail of a scene, and it's like when the author is trying to get the juicy detail of Louis of the king's life, and it's like maybe your true love, your lover was a peasant or a man, or a girl that was maybe a prostitute or something, and then the Sand King snaps, and it was like Diana was nothing like that. And Ma-kun goes like, Diana! Gotcha!
Yeah, oh god.
And it was like a small, this like very small detail, but the way that Ma-kun like says those lines is just the comedic timing is right, is spot on.
Yeah. Yesterday, because there is a scene where Ma-kun runs after, is it Midion he runs after? And like Midion has closed the door, and Ma-kun like runs up to it and like slams herself against the door, and that's the comedy bit. And then she's supposed to open the door and go out. Yesterday, when she went to open the door, it wouldn't open, and she's like, it's stuck. And the thing was like, because she tried to open it several times, and Makaze is on her way out on stage to like start the Louis XIV bit that she has coming straight after, and like Makaze's like, she's trying to warn Makaze not to start with her bit because she's still on stage, and she's like, it won't open. And then like suddenly it opens, and she's like, okay. It was like really, really funny. And then the next time Ma-kun comes out on stage, she was like, she opens the door and she was like, smooth da. It goes so smoothly now.
Amazing.
So that was really funny. And yeah, I'm happy I got to see that live because that was great. So just what do you do in that moment? Just panicking and trying to warn the other people coming on stage that you're there. Like, oh god. Hey. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. And the last thing I wanted to mention is Hoshibuki Ayato, because I see her everywhere. Like I see her little face all the time, and I don't know why. I mean, maybe I just like. She has a very distinctive face.
Yeah, no, me too. Like, I think so, too. She's really easy to spot.
Yeah. And she plays a character that she plays an accordion.
Yeah,
In one
she's
scene?
mainly in the ensemble, I think, but she
Yeah.
has in a certain scene she's playing this accordion player.
But I do have to complain a little bit about that because my granddad, he played the accordion, and you kind of have to move your fingers to do the whole like playing different things. But it's not just opening and closing you have to like move your fingers over the buttons on the accordion as well. So just a pro tip, like for accordions, you move your fingers a little bit. It's fine. Hi. Yes, but you know her singing is really good. It's really fantastic.
She's an amazing singer.
Yeah, and really cute. Yes.
Oh yeah, I only had one little more detail about like little ad libs and things, and it's when Sakuragi Minato, the tour guide, he is bringing the shadow group around at night, when they all agree to keep going to the in this like double booking kind of thing, and he's all like, oh, thank you all so very much, you're saving my life and everything, and okay, so then let's move on to the next spot. We're going to see a show called Viva Festa. And that was cute.
No, it's like the audience always laughs so much whenever you have just in any show where you have another Takarazuka reference, like a reference to a different show or a reference to a different troupe or like anything like that.
Speaking of that, I just remembered that when the author, when Malkun talks about her new novel set in Paris about the Sun King, he said, the title will be The Lily of Versailles. And I'm like, I see that, I see what you did there.
Didn't they say something about his last book had been done by Yukigumi or Takarazuka?
I think it was like actually like a mixture of two famous Japanese novels, Sasame Yuki and Yukiguni. I think that was they were going for Sasame Yukiguni or something like that. I think. I don't know. I've only seen it once, sadly. So yeah. But that was actually clever. I really appreciated that.
Okay. Do you have any final comments on Ohi no Yakata? No? Alright, so let's move on to Viva Festa!
Yay!
So, one thing that I feel is very important to mention about this show is that they do use strobe lights, and they have lots of flashing lights, and there is no warning for this kind of stuff. And I know in Europe, I think you would have to have warnings because you can have an epileptic fit if you have epilepsy, and so it's one of those good to know things.
Yeah. It's not as much as Hot Eyes, in my opinion, but I have weird issues with Hot Eyes. So I was alright watching Viva Festa, but I am not alright watching Hot Eyes, but I haven't seen Hot Eyes live, so I don't know which is the problem.
Yeah.
That might be it.
Yeah, but it's a very sparkly show though.
Yeah,
so much
is.
sparkles, Michael.
Ah, yes, there's that rainbow again.
Yeah,
yes.
definitely. So basically, I think we should talk about the theme, because I think the title Viva Festa is supposed to be like a collection of, rather than parties, of festivals, of like matsuri. I think that's what they were going for, like several different kind of like traditional festivals in several countries, and all showcased in like different styles. I think that should be cleared out because I had no idea what it meant, what like Viva Festa could mean until I was like watching the show, and it's like, oh, so they meant this other thing that is not a festa. Okay.
And there are two major points. There's some I think it's actually was it Zuka Review who posted a review? Where they mentioned that in the opening it is Urara and not Miryon who is in the opening with Makun. And Urara is wearing this very nice costume that, like, when she spreads her arms, and it looks a bit like it's a butterfly. So I thought that was fun because they have like the butterfly theme in Carousel Rondo, and then both Makun has a butterfly outfit and Urara had a butterfly-ish outfit in the beginning. So I was like, there's like a little butterfly theme going on here. But I thought that was a really nice outfit. But like Zuka Review mentioned that they could have had Midion in that.
I thought so too, honestly.
Yeah.
It would
But I was thinking that they might have put Urara there because it's so difficult to get into the costume that Midion is in
that might
in
be
the next
it.
number.
Yeah,
that they might have
be
done
it.
that because of that. And then there is also later on, we'll talk about it later, but there is a number where Makun gets stabbed. And they mentioned that they could have let Midion be the one to be stabbed instead. But I don't know, because like Midion dances around after Makun is lying on the floor all deaded. So she dances around and she does a really nice dance, which is to show off her mad skills.
Yeah.
So she does get some
nice solos. Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, I could have done with a bit more Midion.
Yeah,
I
me
think,
too. I think
be
so
honest.
too.
And as I mentioned, Makun is also in the opening scene. Makun is there with Urara, and then it moves on to like the big show number with the rest of the troupe. And in that number, Makun and Midion appear on like two like little raised platforms that have steps onto them.
Platform, yeah.
And Makun has like this outfit that's a bit of a red butterfly with feathers in the back. And what is Midion wearing, Kitty?
Yeah. What is she wearing?
I'm not gonna talk about that. Okay. Yes. So, from a distance, Midion's outfit looks quite scandalous, but it's not actually scandalous, it just looks like it. But she has really big sleeves, which are attached to her boots, and she does not have pants. She just has tights, and it's just nothing I've ever seen Zuka do before, and I really wish they hadn't now.
And like they have this dance move going on that like when Makun does it, it's totally fine, but like Midion doing it, it's just very suggestive. And it must be simply because of the reason that one person is wearing trousers and the other one isn't. That has to be the only reason.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably.
But it's very, clap friendly kind of thing. Like everyone's just like, in the audience is just getting into it and stuff.
Also,
It's
they
really
do
nice.
kyak security, like
Yes!
and they do kyak security, like they go, like they come off the stage through the audience seats, and they get to the second floor as well. Yay!
Yay, they do! And one of the otakuyaku like high-fived one person, and then everyone else just like stretched out their hands to be high-fived, and she's like, oh my god, I've made a terrible decision. So then she had to high-five everyone. But like, it was really cute, and just the fact that they were running out onto the second floor, because they don't do that very often, I don't
Not
think.
as often as I would like.
Soda is the biggest troupe, so that might have something to do with it.
Possibly.
Yeah, because Yuki is like really small right now, so they.
Are they?
Yeah. So like even if you would expect it, they kind of don't.
No, I thought that was really nice, and it's also really nice to be able to see the tinier Xians up close, because if you're able to like see them a bit better, that actually means that you start to get to know their faces, which is good. So
Yes.
we approve.
Yay.
Yes. Okay. So this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then moving on. What was the second scene? What do we have?
Oh, but I also wanted to mention
right.
that Makaze and Aizuki Hikaru, they look great in the
yes,
first
they
number.
do.
They have like these sparkly outfits with feathers, and Makaze has a blue one, and Ai-chan, she has a green one. They just look absolutely amazing, and the dancing is great, and just everything. I just yes.
Yeah, they are.
But I don't know if it's the next scene, but then there is the Makaze emo cave.
Yeah.
but that's been in other shows as well.
Yeah, I think you've seen that scene in like a lot of reviews lately. Just like the Nibante being like this lost boy person who finds this innocent girl and they hit it off or something, and something dark and like supernatural happens, and they're like, I don't know, you've seen it in Mugen with Je te veux, in like the scene with Mirio and Senayase. You've seen it Crystal Takarazuka in the like Coppelia scene. You've seen it in, I don't know, I can't remember, Dance Romanesque by Tsukiyumi in the vampire scene. And I mean, it's just that theme, you know? This boy girl meet, fall in love, something supernatural happens. And they overcome it, kind of, maybe. So, yeah, I think it's a theme that I kind of like. I kind of dig this this kind of scenes. So, yeah, it was nice. And, yeah, well, since the theme is, like, festivals and Matsuri, I think this was supposed to be Walpurgis Night, which is like a witch congregation, something.
Yeah. Led by Kotobuki Tsukasa.
Yeah, in this very flashy red dress.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
I was so surprised when I
props.
realized it was her. I was like, oh my god!
Oh my god,
Oh my God.
Komicho, is that you?
You know, just awe and shock and just general hate.
That was about it. Like, this is witches kidnapping young girls for this dark ritual.
Yeah, I think Ai-chan is one of the people who kidnapped Minnie.
Yeah, Ai-chan was one of the servants of the witch, because like she was like a male, and I don't think she was actually a witch, but like a dark servant or something. And they were kidnapping these young girls.
To do something, we don't quite know what. Just, you know, for Kotobuki Tsukasa to play, you know, for her own enjoyment.
Yeah, whatever.
So, yeah. But, like, if you are brought into a room where Kotobuki Tsukasa is standing, like, on a platform wearing a red dress, I don't think you'd be complaining. Like, so, just...
Yes. Can I just say for the music for this particular scene, they used a classical piece, which is one of my favorite classical pieces ever, and they do it really, really well. They do kind of a rock rearrangement, and also they have a backing chorus, which is really good. Nice. But it's Mussorgsky's Night on Bald Mountain, which actually is about a witch's Sabbath, I think. Either that or that's just me having watched Fantasia too many times.
No, I feel you. Me too.
I'm trying to think.
No, it was Night on Bald Mountain. Yeah, it was it.
Because it's one of my favorite classical music pieces ever. So, like, the first time they started it, when I actually figured out they were doing it, I was just sitting there in my seat, looking probably a little too delighted about everybody getting kidnapped by witches. I was very happy.
Oh, I see. No, I think with a lot of the music in this show, I feel like I recognize a lot of it. Like, I feel like it's very familiar. But yeah, and also in that scene, Makazu's hair. That's one reason to buy the DVD, just like checking out Makazu's hair.
Yep,
just
absolutely.
In this scene. Right. Because then you can do like freeze screens. You can't really do that when you're there live, unfortunately. So that'll be really good. Right. What comes next? There is a bullfighting number.
Oh God, yes.
So the bullfighting thing is to do with like the bullfighting in Spain and stuff, and I think that it's kind of on the wane in Spain. I mean, when you drive through Spain, you will still see figures, like big black figures of bulls on the tops of hills. Like you'll see that because it's a symbol of Spain, but I don't really think that they are promoting the whole bullfighting thing as much anymore.
If anything, I think like people have been fighting to outlaw the bullfighting completely. I think, I don't know if and where it's still being done, but if and where, I'm not really informed. But yeah, so that was that. I guess Zuka does what Zuka will. And that was that. It was basically a group of bullfight. What are they called?
Bullfighters?
Matadores, I think, and led of course by Ma-kun, and then there was like this other group of like they were supposed to be the bulls. They were all dressed in black, and I think they were like pointing with the like with their fingers as to like represent the horns or something.
Oh.
That was something. And they were actually led by Sora Haneriku, who was like pretty good. Like I kind of noticed her in this. She was pretty good.
Yeah, they did some like really cool like jumps that just one of the dance moves I was like, oh my god, I really love that.
Yeah,
So-
the dancing was actually pretty good. And of course, yes, the end Matadores win and Malcolm is victorious and
and everyone
whatever.
applauds. It's like
Yeah,
there's a dead symbolic bull
On
like,
the stage, like
hey.
I don't know. The dancing was good. I'm just going to go for that. Dancing was good.
Yes, we'll leave it at that. That was fun. Hey, no, it looked good though.
Yeah,
so, hey.
yeah. It was actually aesthetically nice. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then there is a Korean boy band led by
Yeah.
Aichan.
My favorite bet.
Kitty, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, it was really cool. It's not actually a song by a Korean boy band, I know, but I do like Korean boy bands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's by Infinite, and I have forgotten the name of the song again.
Be mine or something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Might be.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
It is.
And
It is.
Aichan looks really cool.
Yeah, and then I think it's, is it Fuma Kakeru, or Kakeru Fuma? Anyway, I think
Fuma
I like
Kakeru.
her. She's cool.
Mm.
Yes. she's in this bit. She looks really cool. Yes.
Yeah. And it's also nice to suddenly have a Korean boy band just like,
Mm.
whoa, there we go.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
nice mood
there's like
change.
no transition.
Yeah, no.
Slam into the flashing lights.
Yeah, that was a nice mood change.
Yeah. And it's so sparkly as well because the
Yes.
background is like hyper sparkled. Like
Mhm.
it's kind of like you dip an entire wall in glue and then you dip it in glitter
Glitter.
and then that's what you get. I don't know how many kilos of glitter was on that wall.
Yeah.
But yes, great. Then we also have the Yosakoi dance, which
Yes.
is the Chizuma
Woo.
for this show, and it's really good. Okay, so
So
for
nice.
Yosakoi, I was really excited that there was going to be Yosakoi in this because I've seen a bit of Yosakoi danced by actually classmates of mine. So and it was really, really cool. But it wasn't exactly what I was expecting because of the Yosakoi that I'd already seen, but it was also really, really cool. So I really enjoyed it. And they shout or sing Dokkoisho, Dokkoisho, and then Soran, Soragumi. And, and I think that they want people to start clapping and like, do they want people to like sing back at them?
I know they had people doing that the first time we went, but that was kind of a club day and everyone was being very loud.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People were more chill the next week.
But yeah, I didn't do it because I was like, they never want us to sing along any other time, so I don't dare do anything. I don't know. So I was just like sitting quietly in my corner. But yeah, it might be that they want you to sing along, but like if people around you aren't doing it, then don't do it. Like just follow the crowd. But after the first number, they switch into a Musume number where
Yes.
Mirion is at the front center, and behind her she has her badass Musume army.
Yes, that
it's
was
really cool.
awesome.
Oh, they're all
Yeah.
wearing pants. It was perfect.
Yeah,
No, they hardly ever have the Musume in pants in the reviews.
but yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
thought
that
it
was very exciting.
really cool. And then she and Makun has a number as well, and yeah, just cool, very good. I could have had more Yosakoi. Like I really like Yosakoi.
Yeah.
So but just
Yeah.
good fun. And then we had the number that we've briefly talked about before. There are two groups.
Oh, yeah, the
they're
group
all in
number.
beige,
Mhm.
and one is wearing like gold headbands and gold sashes, and the other one's wearing like red
Mhm.
instead. And they like one group is led by Makaze, and then the other one is led by Makun and Mirion.
Mhm.
And then Makaze and Makun have a little bit of a standoff where Makaze goes stabby stab, and then Mirion is doing sad dancing. Yes.
Yeah, that's basically, I don't know what kind of conflict. Because I think there was some kind of, like, there was a plot involved. Because, like, Malcolm even has some lines trying to explain whatever metaphorical fighting that was all about, but I have no idea what that was about. Like general fighting, two groups opposing, Makun getting stabbed and being very dead, and everyone being sad. And
Midion is dancing like really sadly, and then people from her group join her. Like Ai-chan goes up to Midion to dance with her, and then suddenly they run off to get partners from the other team.
Yeah.
And then they all start dancing together, and they kind of boo out Makaze.
Yeah.
So then Makaze has to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
They pressure her into joining them.
Yeah, so like they all become one.
Come on, be a good sport, Makaze.
And then, you know, random top star resurrection.
Yes.
Because that's
with the epic rainbow light.
Yeah. Oh my God. What was that?
So the lighting in this review is very interesting indeed. Like they must have found it from something and just gone like, let's use this. We haven't used this in a while. That was fun.
I think it was from Legend of Galactic Heroes.
Oh.
Because I remember there being strobes in the opening of Legend of Galactic Heroes.
I still haven't watched that. I'm sorry. I know it's Space Oscar, but
yeah, basically.
I need to watch it. And also Makun looking like Sharon Osbourne.
Oh,
Cherry. Oh, Cherry Boy.
Yes. So I guess that needs to be watched. Is Kai-chan in that?
She is.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. This
Moving
just
on.
goes okay. Yes. Then there is also a scene where Miriam is in this purple dress with sparkles on it, and she does like some fantastic posing with some otokuyaku.
Yes.
I think it's basically it's not Makun or Makaze, but like it's like the next tier of high ranking.
The upperclassmen of Otakuyaku.
I think it's probably about the same group as from the K-pop number.
Yeah, that's
maybe not exactly, but I think it's
no. I know that it is Ai-chan because Ai-chan is the first one to dance with her in that number.
Yeah, most members are. Yeah.
I thought that looked just really nice.
Yeah,
and I love it anytime she gets focus. Basically, more focus for Midian. And then there is a massive M on the staircase, so it's an otokuyaku.
Yeah, the finale is beginning, and
the curtain goes up, and then there's like this M on the stairs, and
there's like it's the starting of the MB formation, right? All the otokuyaku standing on the great staircase in an M formation, which I'm sure it's supposed to stand for Makun Manato. But I think we've all agreed that for us it stands for Misaki Dion.
Or just the fact that like it's three, like the
main trio.
Yeah, the main trio. They all
Manato,
have
Makaze, Misaki.
Yeah, but mostly Midian. Hi, so this. They do a cool otokuyaku dance.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I can't even describe like the choreography because it's not robotic, but it's like it's something I can't even describe it. Just watch it.
Yep.
And then in the pair dance, Midian has this amazing white dress that like the skirt goes on for days, and when they do lifts and stuff, it just looks gorgeous in all the way. In like when she spins and everything, it's just really really nice. And they dance to Whitney Houston's Greatest Love of All, and I was like, I have heard this song. Where have I heard this song? And then Kitty-chan and I watched Miranda 2 days ago, and I was like, oh, Miranda sings this song in the show. And I was like, aha, that's where I know it from. The number of songs that I recognize from this show, it niggles at my brain. It just niggles. And so anyway.
The duet was amazing. The duet dance, it was so good. The lift. They had this lift that would never end. Like they just would never stop spinning. I think they even they had like to stop for a second after like Midian came down.
Yeah, like because they stand still for a while. It's just like okay, darling. It's like don't fall over now
until the world stops spinning.
Gosh. Yeah. So what are our overarching comments? Now that we've talked about so many things.
Like, it's not, like, genius, but it's very fun. And you will get your money's worth in glitter.
Oh,
You
definitely.
absolutely will get your money's worth in glitter. And, yeah.
Like, this is the kind of show that's meant to just be there for you to have a good time. Like, you don't have to go on an emotional roller coaster through this show unless you really want to. Like, if you want to, then that's fine, but you don't have to. You can just go there and enjoy it and just be uplifted and feel happy.
My overall feeling is that just it didn't feel like a Titan show for me, and I guess that's supposed to, I mean, for Musume Yaku it kind of always is like that, but it really did not bring me any Titan feelings. So I don't know, I kind of feel like Midian could have been showcased more. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame for me. But yeah, that's me, I guess.
I still felt as though Midian had the like that she was the main character.
Yeah, that I think so too.
It felt as though she was the main character, even though they always frame it as though the otokoyaku is the main character. But it feels so much as though, like, because without her character, like none of it would have happened. So like
emotion.
she's really, really important to the show. But for me, though, what I'm gonna leave this with is my new love for Kiho Kanata. She's great. She's a little tiny. Well, I mean, she's Ken 4, so she's not tiny, but she's still relatively tiny. And she's going to be in the Shinko, so we might try to go for that. That's gonna be fun. And also just keep an eye out for Makun and Aizuki Hikaru. Like, Ai-chan she's so funny in this.
Yeah, and Makun as well, because actually, I have to admit this, in Chateau de la Reine, in the scene at Versailles, in the mirror room, I actually missed the bit where Makun is being silly, because I was focused on, like, trying to understand plot things. And that was a waste, because I let that thing slip just before my eyes, so don't do like I did.
I actually didn't notice it the first time I watched it. I noticed it yesterday though.
Yeah.
So maybe she does different things. I don't know. Who knows? Right.
Might be.
Yes. So this is it for Ohi no Yakata, Chateau de la Reine, and Viva Festa. So thank you for joining us on this little podcast of ours, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!
Bye, everyone!